Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes in a very echoey changing room at a football club. And look, I said I was coming up to see him. Look who I've got. My very, very great guest star is Craig Houston. Say hello.
Hi there. Welcome to, I was going to say another episode of my 10-minute moan, but on someone else's channel, so welcome to Hot Takes.
You can still moan. That's allowed. You can still moan. But I'm going to moan first because Swinney has had a mad moment. I don't know what he's on, but he's saying because of the fall of Labour, he's very confident of doing ever so well at the Holyrood elections in 2026. What do you think?
Well, I can understand why you might think that, but the reality is, as we saw in the general election, if people don't have an option they're happy with, they just don't get out of the house and vote. So it doesn't automatically mean because Labour will, or imagine, lose votes if we had a Holyrood election tomorrow, it doesn't mean that they will automatically go anywhere. And if they do go anywhere, there's no guarantee that it would indeed be the SNP, because the SNP are making as much of a shit show at Holyrood as Labour are in Westminster, so people will not forget the 17 years or 18 years by the time we get to an election of grief that we've had from the SNP.
Yeah, other parties are available, and as you say, no party is available. They may say none of the above, not bother turn up. Disaffection, it's a cancer, but it happens when you get very low turnouts, especially local elections. You end up with sometimes 19%, 20%. Imagine 20% of the vote, and you end up with a massive majority at Westminster. What the hell, you know? That's a bad voting system, though. Won't happen at Holyrood. But I did notice as well that he's an incredibly unhappy and angry man. The unions, the teaching unions, for those who don't know this one, they want a massive pay rise. They've looked at what the junior doctors have got. 22%, me too. And of course, the SNP haven't got anything like that kind of money. So they're threatening strike action, but, and this is where I think it's genius, they're not talking across the country because they don't want to alienate parents. They're just talking in Perthshire, where Swinney lives, and it's his kids in school that will suddenly not have school.
Well, listen, they've decided that some industries should get looked after and make them very well paid compared to other industries. If you're a Scottish whatever as opposed to an English whatever, and a sort of game of one-upmanship. So when you're the government and you decide that tactic, then who's to say that others shouldn't say we'll have a bit of that? I mean, it's them that have decided that that's the tactic they want to do. They want to be able to tell the public that look at this, we pay junior doctors more than England. That's fine. What's wrong with everybody else's public sector? What's wrong with the cleaner in the hospital saying, well, I should be paid more than a cleaner in Berwick? So, you know, they've sort of cut their own cloth with this. And I think if the strike does go ahead and it's targeted, then it's highlighted in one particular area, then it's pretty shit for the kids in the central area. But that kind of makes sense to me.
It does. If you go after the ones who make the decisions, you're not affecting too many people outside that, but you're targeting them. It's almost as though, like, the big men in Glasgow said, no, we're going to carry on, we're going to work, we're going to clear everyone's bins, but not the councillors.
Yeah.
And just let the councillors' bins back up.
Yeah, good idea, but they shouldn't come with this. But it's just this try to tartanise stuff all the time, and it's going back to haunt them. And I think, you know, I'm not a big fan of unions, I must admit. But if that's the way they're going to go about it, then fair play.
Actually, just sort of, it was a long journey. I'm just going to say this: it was a very long journey coming up. And of course, once you go across the border, you get in all the road signs, and on there is the name, and then of course the name in Gaelic. I've got a better idea. How about the name and underneath how it should be pronounced? That would help.
Especially no guy.
Yeah.
If you come up that bit when you cross at Gretna, that bit there's not really many people live. There's a lot of towns left and right of that with some
Ecclefeckins, yeah. And I know it's Straven, but Strathaven, you know, so that would help. I think that would help more than having it in Gaelic. Certainly less embarrassing.
Did you know the one that gets me? We have ambulances in Scotland, but we have the Gaelic version as well, which is ambulance.
Yeah.
Right? Just spelt with more letters than you need. I often think, see if you didn't put the Gaelic version, and you could find a person that does not speak English but can speak Gaelic, because I don't believe that happens. I believe anybody can speak
Yeah, I
Gaelic.
don't believe there is any native Gaelic speakers who don't speak English.
Right, so these people, if you could find them, and this thing was travelling up the arse with a blue light flashing at 90 mile an hour and wanted to hit the road.
They wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah. And even if they were sitting there with a broken leg after a bad fall, when this ambulance turned up when they thought they were waiting on an ambulance, right? They would probably still get treated the same.
Probably would. It's the same in Wales where they put a W in. Yeah, it's the great vowel shortage of Wales.
I don't have a problem with Gaelic speakers. I've spoken to about this.
Oh, it's not the Gaelic speakers. It's the push of Gaelic where it really isn't appropriate.
Yeah.
Like road signs, because road signs you need to be boom quick. You're driving in a car, you're doing 70 miles an hour. You don't want to be going, what did that say? Crash. Clear and precise,
I've
instant.
seen some, normally you have an English version and a Gaelic version, but in some places I've tried to turn them upside down.
I've seen that.
That will cause confusion.
Yeah.
Because your brain's looking for the top one all the time and you're going, what? But most of them, and I say most of them, because I've had some peculiar oddities. There's some train stations with Gaelic names that people have made a real mockery of because they sound pretty vulgar when you take the Gaelic phrasing. But the vast majority look the exact same, just with an extra couple of vowels in them. But it's enough to put you off.
It's a split second when you're driving at 60, 70 miles an hour, it causes an accident. Although, talking of 70 miles an hour, just as an aside, just a very quick thing, I've never seen it before, a road sign that said 70.
Huh?
You don't get it in England.
Or do you just get the white?
It's just the national speed limit sign.
Yeah.
I've never seen one that actually says 70, and I've seen several of them that
We
way.
used to be able to cope with things like that, but now that our education's slid, we need to be more specific with this. Because you might think, oh, is this a 90 mile an hour one? If you just put the white with the black line. So it's probably education slid not be we need it now.
It could be people just not being able to pass their driving test and still driving.
Yeah. You know why I'm looking at this camera? Because
that
I can see myself. It looks like starting on Waldorf.
On that bombshell, I'm stopping. Thanks very much for watching. It's a goodbye from Craig, and it's a goodbye
It's a cheery bye from
cheery bye from David.
Bye. Bye now.